Hi guys, it's Marcia with Buy Sell Plan. In today's video, as you can see, I have some recap sheets here that I use in my weekly planning, and I'm going to be changing my goals for 2022. I know it's only the 21st of February and I'm already changing my goals, but you know what? I was at the lake over the weekend, and there's just something about the fresh lake air that helps put things into perspective. I've been feeling a bit overwhelmed lately, and what's the word I'm looking for? Just unmotivated, just really tired and lethargic. And I'm reflecting and I'm thinking, is it just because it's been so cold and it's winter, so it gets dark? Right now it's getting dark at 6 o'clock. And, you know, that takes its toll for sure. But I've been reflecting a lot on conversations with my naturopath, and a lot of the stress that I have in my life is self-inflicted because I'm a type A personality and I set big ambitious goals for myself, and I put a lot of pressure on myself. So I need to change that. I had a lengthy conversation with Ryan. It's an hour-and-a-half drive to the cottage. So we talked a lot about where we're at with our business, how we've both been feeling. And yeah, so I've lowered my goal. I set a very ambitious goal of 75 transactions between myself, Tyler, and Preet. Now, Tyler's brand new. And for a brand new agent, doing 10 deals in 1 year, in your first year, is really good. And so I don't want to put that pressure on my team as well, that they need to perform a certain amount of numbers in order for us to hit that team goal. Preet, he will have finished, so he started in April, so he's almost at that year point, and by the time he's done his first year, he will have done around 10 transactions, which is great. So Preet will have a good second year, but there's still a lot of growing with the team, right? And we're a new team in the sense that we've hired an administrator that we're still training, and she's new to the real estate industry, so there's so much that she needs to learn that we're just not at that level yet where we can effortlessly do those 75 transactions. I don't want to burn out. I don't want my team to burn out and get sick because of pressure. And yeah, so they don't know that I'm lowering the goal. I'm going to be sharing that with my team tomorrow. So what I need to do is get it down on paper so I know exactly what the goals are. This isn't really going to affect the team. They have their goals. We've already done their goal setting for 2022, and they're striving for that. But at least when we have team meetings and we're talking about where we are as a team, I don't want them feeling pressure like, oh, I should do more to help get us to those numbers, if that makes sense. So that's what I'm doing. I'm lowering my goal and I feel good about it. I haven't printed it out yet, but actually I may as well take this out because I redid this based on the new goal. So I will remove that because I have to print out a new one. All right, so let's see where we're at here. So I hope this isn't too boring for you. I just need to get it down on paper. And I know I get a lot of questions about how I set goals, how to set goals, and all of that. And I thought this might be helpful for some people. So I'm just gonna, I haven't really planned like the format of how I'm gonna film this. If you've been following me for a while, you know that I just typically wing it. So that is what I am doing. I'm gonna find a piece of paper. I love these winter florals from SM Plans, but I want to choose one where it'll suit the whole year. So there's no like snowflakes or anything like that on there. All right, so I'm gonna be redoing, I'm gonna be redoing this to see based on what we have done and where we actually are with the new goals. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm probably gonna speed a lot of this up because otherwise it'd be a really long and boring video. I also have these timeline inserts from Elamon Paper Co. I introduced these in, I think, my 2022 setup. So I'm gonna put our transaction goal here for the year, and then I'm just gonna fill this out for each month, what our goal is for transactions, and then our numbers, our activity numbers, where we should be. And this was a nice overview all on one sheet. Yeah, so set that aside for now. Once I have all my numbers set up, I will be setting this up probably for March. It's a little late in February. I haven't been filling this out each week. I've been analyzing my own numbers each week, and then in our weekly accountability meeting with the team, we do theirs, but I haven't been doing the team one. So I'm gonna set this up for March. All right, so I'm gonna highlight first. So team numbers. I love this color, but it's darker than what I want on here. I don't think I have a lighter one. Oh, maybe this one. This is 800. Well, look at what I already ruined it. That's okay. That'll do. There we go. Perfect. So this is number 800. And this one I get asked all the time, I believe is number 761. I do have it linked below, but just a little darker than what I would like on this paper. It works really well in my planning inserts, but I want it lighter on here. Okay, so this is going to be 2022 team goals. Okay. So what I need to do, just thinking of my format here, I want to write it down. I do have it in my tracker, but I want to write down our goal for the year. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. So this is going to be, well, I guess there's my header right there. Okay, so here's our 5 metrics. So I'm going to write in what these are. Okay, so I've got my numbers done here. So here are the numbers that we need for the whole year. 9,744 contacts, 530 leads. This is based on our average of last year of needing 10 leads to give us 1 transaction as a team. Appointments needed 87, 66 contracts, and 53 transactions. So for January, so I've redone my numbers based on what we actually did in January. We just have a deficit in 2 areas. So we surpassed our contact goal, lead goal, and appointment goal, but contracts signed were at -1, and then transactions were at -2. So therefore, for February, our goal for contacts, leads, and appointments remains the same, but we do have a deficit, so contracts and transactions have increased to make up our deficit. Okay, so feel good knowing I have that there. I did this based on 10.5 months, not 12 months, because we want to account for probably 0 transactions happening in December. It's the slowest month of the year, and vacation. So if everybody on the team takes 4 weeks vacation, we want to account for that as well, because there really won't be any activity happening during vacation time. So hopefully that makes sense. It's kind of, it helps to make it more bulletproof in the event that vacation or if someone's sick or things like that, that we won't fall too far behind. All right, so that part is done. And I just did until May on here. And then as the year goes on, I'll do June to December on the back. Perfect. And then this here was my personal goal. So that I need to redo as well. Okay, so team goal is done. These are really pretty, but they've got the, like, I'll use this one. Got the snowflake, but that's okay. Alrighty, so we're gonna go back to the recap section here. So this will change as well because my goals are changing. Okay, so I'm gonna do the same thing, but for me. So this is the team, and I'm going to do the same thing. Actually, I won't need to because I'm going to have this. I'm going to have this once I print mine out, but this is based on 12 months. I'm just thinking out loud here, if we should do one of these for each person on the team to break it down over 10.5 months. We probably should, but I will do that another time. So right now, let's focus on my goals. And again, this will be based on 10.5 months. Okay. Okay, done. That took a little bit, but I got it done. So it did change my goals, so that's good. This is what I need to do for the last week of February to be on track so I don't carry a deficit into March, and that is the intention. So I put little asterisks here beside where there's a deficit, and I did that on the team one as well, so that way I can keep an eye on those. Very important. So it feels good getting this out of my head and on paper, off my tracker and on paper. Because I could look at my tracker every day, but I just, you know, if you're a planner girl or guy, you know, nothing beats pen to paper. So that is what this is about. So now when I set goals moving forward, they are 100%. They are 100%. And what I just realized I need to do actually is I'm going to have to revise this a little bit. So then this is old, so that can go. I'm going to have to revise this because my goals are changing. So if I need 116 contacts this week and I've time blocked 3 days for calls, 116 divided by 3 is 38.6, so 39. And then leads, I need 12 leads. So 12 divided by 3 would be 4 per day. And then appointments are 2.75 divided by 3 days. It's like 0.9. So I'm just going to do 1 per day, round that up. Okay. Now I have my numbers done. Oh, that feels so good. Recap. Okay. And I guess I won't be doing this until my February is over. I mean, technically I could, well, no, I'm not gonna go back and look each week for the stats, but what I will do is I will do week 4, which would be, well, no, never mind. That wouldn't make sense because when I do my team goals here, I'll be putting the outcome here. So that won't make sense. Okay, so I will change that to be March, but I'll do that in my monthly recap, and I'll set my goals when I do my monthly recap for the team for March. Team goals, team goals. Okay, now let's set this up. If you're still with me, thank you. I hope this has been informative for you. So the goal as a team is 53 transactions. Okay. So let's see, if we were to break that down, that works out to be, based on 10.5 months, how am I going to do this? Because we're not going to count December. December, we're going to account for no transactions. So if we do it based on 10 months, 10.5 months, I guess. So that works out to be 5 transactions per month. Yeah, it works out to be, the number's 53. 53 divided by 10.5 is 5 per month. You know what I just realized? That is there really a point in writing all of this out each month? Because it's going to be the same each month. So this plan isn't going the way that I was hoping. I really like these sheets, and I'm trying to figure out how to utilize them. And this was a goal that I had when I purchased these in mind, was the number for the team, like our goal for the year rather, and then break that down per month. But it's kind of like, I don't know, does this make sense to do it this way when it's literally the same every month? Unless if we have a deficit, I just change the number. So instead of doing 5, maybe that's what I'll do. Instead of breaking it down evenly, it'll be based on what we need. Why don't I do that? That makes more sense. So the goal was 5, we did not hit it. So our goal for February is actually 7 transactions. And I can tell you we are not set up to do, it's 1 week left of the month, and we are not set up to do 7 transactions. So we will have a deficit next month. Okay, so contacts are the same. And there we go. So we need 7 contracts instead of 6. We were, we hit our appointment goal and our lead goal and our contact goal for last month. So this is really good to see this, because if we hit our appointment goal, so the goal was 8 and we booked 13 appointments, but only 5 of them signed a contract. 5 divided by 13, that's a 38% conversion. So 13 divided by 5, so that's 8 people that we need to be following up with. So then that's me digging deep with my team. Right, so here's Preet here. So he had 4 appointments and he signed 1 of them on. So what happened to those 3 people? This is why we do our weekly accountability, so that I'm able to go through that with him. Right, so it was the, where was it here? Did I write it down? Maybe I did. We did definitely talked about it. So conversion with buyer leads is something that we're working on. Yeah, getting back into routine after vacation, things like that. But yeah, we have talked about those 3 people to figure out what happened. Why didn't they sign on? Why didn't they sign on? And then I guess with me, if we were to take a look at my numbers, oh, I did. So I did 8 appointments myself and 4 signed. So I do know what those are. Those were potential sellers who were still working things out for them selling. So for example, I have one that we found a piece of land. So they want to move out of the city and build a house on a plot of land. So that's not something that's going to turn into a transaction immediately, because they're not going to sell their house until they build their house and until they know when their house is going to be ready. So I'm in the process of connecting them with a builder, and we need to find out with that piece of land the logistics as far as if it is already, you know, if the sewage is already there, you know, the infrastructure, right? Because that's important, because they're going like up north where it's a little bit more remote up there. And then there's other ones too that now that I've given them a market evaluation, they take that to their mortgage broker, and then their mortgage broker can work that out with them as far as what they can afford in their new house, now that we know what their potential market value is for their home. So there's just some moving parts there. So I'm focusing more on listings, and my listings, typically they will be selling because they want to buy. So some of them want to buy first, so we won't be listing their house. So that's why there's no contract. So yeah, so it's not as easy as, you know, just get them signed on, because there's some moving parts there. There's some variables that we need to work out. All right, so based on my goal here, here's my timeline. I'm gonna put it in here, and then I will update this each month based on where we are at. And it's just it's nice to have a good overview. Now I'm wondering, this probably should be in the recap section, not in the goal section, because it's not goals, it is recap. So I'll put this right at the front, actually. All right, I think that's it for this video. So just to recap, what I did was I redid my goals. So I did have a goal of 75. I've reduced that down to 53. My goal is 23 of those. 53 minus 23 means that's 30 transactions between Preet and Tyler, which is very realistic, especially with Preet going into his 2nd year, and he is doing so well with his scripts and his objection handlers. Yeah, so yeah. Anyways, and then Tyler's learning everything, so he should do between 8 and 10 transactions over the year. So based on that, I also reduced my goal, because I had a goal of 46 transactions, and it was just weighing on me with my deficit growing each month. And I'm just thinking, and I was, you know, like I said, I was reflecting and really digging deep into this with Ryan. You know, that like, why am I setting such an astronomical goal when I don't have the foundation for it yet? And that's my type A personality, is I set big goals, and I'm usually pretty good at crushing them. But as I'm getting older, no, not so much. I definitely feel it in my body, that stress. It's, you know, self-inflicted stress and pressure of having to hit numbers. And for what? No one's telling me to hit these numbers. These are numbers that, like, I do it to myself, right? So I'm going to set something more realistic. It's definitely more than what we did last year as a team. Last year we did 43, I believe, 40 to 43. So this is an increase in that. And they say in real estate, if you're increasing each year by 30%, was that 30%? You want to be increasing each year, improving each year. Is that 30%? Hang on, let me figure this out. So if we do 43 divided by 53, that's 81. No. 1.2%. I don't know. I'm getting my numbers wrong. But anyway, the idea is that you do want to have progress each year. And since I've been a realtor, it's been over 5 years now, I have done more every year. I'm progressing, but it doesn't have to be at an astronomical pace. I do advise, like, listen to your body. And if it's stressing you out, it's not worth it. It is not worth it. All right, that's it for me. I'm rambling now. Thank you for watching. I hope that was helpful for you and enjoyable. If you have any questions, let me know. And thanks for sticking around. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.